What is going on, everybody? Welcome to NBA Live Before Lock here at Stokastic. I'm Eric Lindquist. You can follow me at Eric Lindquist over on X, and I'm joined, like I have been the previous couple of days. It's been a very lovely couple of days alongside my buddy Chris Baggs. Go follow him at Chris Baggs. Go follow the Splash Play podcast, where he is breaking down a lot of this goodness ahead of time, showing you his work, just like a good little math student back in second grade would. Chris Baggs, how you doing, my dude?
Glad to be here. It's another fun slate in front of us. I think for this one, definitely some angles that I'm feeling a little bit above the field on in a noteworthy way. But I think the good thing about this slate in particular is that the players we're going to get are not the dumpster fire kind of players. They're not the guys that perhaps on the end of a 10-day contract, they don't get any run because the team has seen enough and they decide that guy doesn't need to play in that last game. I don't know who I could be talking about. But that's sort of what the NBA is right now. For this slate, it's guys like Jrue Holiday, Marvin Bagley, revenge game. You guys love revenge games. We got some fun stuff to talk about today that I think will hopefully make for some fun lineups as well.
Yeah, it's going to make for some fun lineups. It's going to make for some fun betting, which you can check out over with the props tool. We got in the video description box below a Live Before Lock link for you to take advantage if you are so interested. Obviously, I was just doing the Pick'em show earlier. I zipped out for like a 30-minute lunch, saw a couple of our former friends, well, actually current friends, still friends with, don't want to say former. I love Rinpack. Otherwise, that'd be an awkward situation considering he's staying at my house tonight. But, that's neither here nor there. What I am looking at is a ton of betting value over on the board at the Stokastic Props tool. You can sign up for that down below. We also have OddsShopper links. We got so much good stuff for you to help you make money, honey, in the NBA streets. And, I was going to do something here with the single lineup simulator as well, just from the onset. We had done this a couple of times during the NBA season, and I want to play a game of good chalk, bad chalk with you as far as lineup starters to get our program started, because we do have news that we're still waiting on. We're probably going to get a ton of it as it comes in. And by the way, SGA not listed on the injury report for Friday. That's a gigantic deal for MVP odds. I want you to know that Cade Cunningham thing I've been thinking about, not going to be pulling the trigger because that is way earlier than anticipated for SGA to be back for tomorrow. But for today, Jrue Holiday, would we throw him into one lineup?
Oh, absolutely. I mean, his rates, when you take Shaedon Sharpe, when you take Denny Avdija off the court, you're talking about 1.25 fantasy points per minute. I mean, Klingon as well, another trailblazer that's coming up a good amount if he plays today, with him being downgraded to questionable with an illness. But Jrue Holiday, I mean, I guess if Klingon didn't go, it would potentially look even better for Jrue Holiday. But this team, just mostly injured at this point, but not giving up, it seems like, on the season, like some other teams out there. So Jrue, with those rates, all the opportunity in the world, great total going against Chicago. I think it's a wheels up spot for Jrue. And, the field's there at 52%, but I've got him in 70% of my lineups right now.
Rinpack didn't go anywhere. He's still one of my best friends. Just want to point that out. You can check out Rinpack in life all the time. It's beautiful times. But Marvin Bagley, one lineup, I absolutely think yes.
Yeah, I think I'm cool with that. I mean, It seemed like the Sims earlier were maybe pushing Nick Richards slightly more, and I get that, but I feel I don't know. I don't want to say it because I'm probably going to play both guys a good amount potentially here, but I feel a little more comfortable with Bagley than I do Nick Richards personally.
Ooh, NBA lineup start. And I want to show where this could finish at, because I think that there's a lot of fun things about today's slate. Let's jump over to the Atlanta side. So Jrue and Marvin Bagley, two fantastic pieces of chalk. And this is kind of our diving off point into the slate, I think, as far as discussions go. If you're building out one lineup, I really like those two as kind of foundational pieces. But what you decide you're going to do with all of these Atlanta guys is very, very important. They're actively trying to win basketball games. The team on the other side, even if they were trying to actively win basketball games, they suck. So Dyson Daniels, CJ McCollum, Jonathan Kuminga, Mo Gay. We have no Jalen Johnson out there. Thank God for betting purposes for me. We have no Nah out there. Thank God for betting purposes for me. Jonathan Kuminga, I don't think he gets some crazy allotment of minutes, but he is small forward, power forward. Dyson Daniels has shooting guard, small forward, and McCollum has point guard, shooting guard. How do you start to parse through what you prioritize in one lineup and in all of these 20 max 150 contests today, Spags? How are you prioritizing the Atlanta pieces?
I mean, for right now, for me, Dyson Daniels seems to be priority. I mean, shooting guard, small forward, 6,400 does gain pretty big jumps up in usage and assists for Jalen Johnson being off. Then you add on Nickeil Alexander-Walker, not being available. And it's very small sample size stuff at that point, but the rates are really strong for Dyson Daniels. And for a guy that's mostly contributing defensively and really is not a very good offensive player. I mean, this year, 51.5% true shooting, 60% from the free throw line, 12% from three is egregiously bad. It's having the ball in his hands more, getting to the rim more, shots at the rim will probably what he gets when he has possessions that are flowing his way. In this spot, it's just so perfect going against Washington that, if you're talking about him against Houston, I'd go, well, probably tough for Dyson Daniels to find his shot, get it going. Against Washington, I think he can get to the rim. This is a Washington team that doesn't want to win, doesn't even have Keyshawn George today. So Dyson Daniels, the field's at 40%. I got him at 53, and that number might be a little bit higher when we get to lock. McCollum has had some really high usage in small groups without Jalen Johnson, without Nickeil Alexander-Walker. You're talking about up to like 37.5% usage in some of those situations. I gave him about 32% usage just to kind of get him a little bit of a boost, but not go all the way to what the small sample size stuff is. McCollum, I think, is a slightly worse play, in my opinion, than Dyson Daniels. I guess the same for the field, but I'm up on him as well, getting 38%, fields at 28. And I want to know your thoughts on Kuminga before we dive into the other guys, because Kuminga coming in with Jalen Johnson hurt last game, I mean, he hit almost every shot he put up, but felt like now all the opportunity in the world is there when you're taking away a Jalen Johnson who creates rebounds, creates assists, obviously creates a lot of usage. I think Kuminga could step in and be good today, and the field's there, so it's not any brave take.
I think he is massively underrepresented still, to some extent. I really find it hard to imagine a world where Jonathan Kuminga minutes aren't more secure than what we are anticipating. Like, you got to throw a lot of this year out the window. Like, it's gone. We have a 1-game sample size of him playing in Atlanta. And, what you said is very true. He had to play a lot of that because you had Jalen Johnson get dinged up, but Jalen Johnson's out for this game. And you don't have Nah out there. And it probably feels somewhat fantastic for him to fall into this spot where Atlanta gets to just take on a Wizards team that actively isn't trying in any way, shape, or form. Last game, pretty similar, taking on a Wizards team that actively wasn't trying to win a game. So 24 minutes for him there. I don't know if he ends up getting a start. We don't have him in the starting lineup. Most places don't. And with Risache in, maybe it does limit it a little bit as far as what that upside could be. But I think 27, 28 minutes is more than fine to put onto the table for him. And if that happens, like, he could be one of those massive fantasy point per minute rate guys that you didn't see coming the same way we didn't see Jalen Johnson coming in this way before the season.
Yeah, no, I agree completely. I mean, I think this is sort of the opportunity that a guy like Kuminga's been looking for. And, his rates were starting to come along a little bit for Golden State before I think everything kind of just hit the fan there. But he's been rebounding a little bit more this year, assisting a little bit more. Overall at 1.02 fantasy points minute on the year. Like, I think he's been good. I don't think he's as good as Jalen Johnson, can contribute in every category like that. But I'm with you. I think at 5,800, it is a little bit of a, the field's making that leap as well. But I think you want to be with the field on Kuminga. And I think there's a case to be made that he probably takes minutes from Mo Gay today a little bit more than people want.
So they ended up blowing this exact same Washington team out last time. So they just played him. I don't think 30 minutes is on the table, but I'm saying that doesn't matter. Like, I think he's going to get more than enough minutes. We assume Risache starts. Maybe they do decide Kuminga. Like, I still think that is up for debate. We'll find that out in the post-lock show with Josh Engelman. All 9 games for this early portion of the games. And then we have one evening one with Minnesota and the Clippers that is not on the DraftKings main slate. Probably a good thing now that Kawhi Leonard and John Collins are out. But I definitely look at other pieces. I feel the same way you do as far as Dyson Daniels goes. He just does so much in terms of rebounds plus assists, 12.5 being his prevailing number that we had earlier in the day, been kind of sitting there, now juiced a little bit more towards that over. I just feel very confident that he's going to go out and do enough that 6,400 for him, massively underpriced. And McCollum, I think it's all right to some extent, but I think the Mo Gay piece is probably a little bit more appealing to me just because of what else we've got at guard. And that brings me back to the original Portland Trailblazers. What do you think about Scoot Henderson at 36.8% ownership? I'm going to pull up our data hub now as we started to build out that lineup. Really just wanted to give you an idea of what we're looking at as building blocks on this slate, but I really find him to be a fascinating piece. Our data loves Scoot Henderson today. Coming off the bench, 5,500, Chicago. They're missing 2 pieces in Ivy and Simons. They are only 4.5-point favorites as of this show starting, and it's a 5,500 Scoot Henderson, who has always been a good fantasy point per minute guy, but it's been outrageous what we've saw from him in very limited minutes even on these limited minutes, Spags, is he somebody that you're clicking into a bunch of lineups?
Yeah, I mean, I'm getting him right now in about 26% of lineups, which is less than the field at 37. I mean, for Scoot, the big thing that jumps out is that he did play just shy of 30 minutes last game after hovering around 20. I mean, his return from that hamstring injury that took a while to recover from. So I think the fact the minutes are coming up means that things are looking good in that recovery. So the projection right now from Stokastic is 26.5 minutes. That gives him about a 33 projection in Stokastic data. I'm a little bit lower, so that's why I'm not getting there. But I think the ceiling is there. And I would say, to me, like, my stand is really much like the field in favor of Drew Holiday. I think if you're going to play Drew Holiday, getting the natural lever against his ceiling is probably Scoot Henderson, either playing a few more minutes or just being more productive in the minutes they share, just in general. So I think for Scoot Henderson, good play on the slate. And he's been, I think, the best version of himself so far. He's not shooting well from the floor, but high usage at 28%, 34% assist rate, overall 1.1 DK points per minute. I think he's in a pretty good situation right now with how he's playing, and the minutes coming up in a spot where they need somebody to do something out there. I think that all bodes well for him.
Yeah, it's right around a quarter. I think that's fine. I'm in half of my lineups at the moment. That might be a little bit heavy based on some of this other news that pops up. We're going to get Donovan Clingan news. That's going to affect the rebound rates of guys like Drew Holiday, Tamani Kamara, obviously Scoot Henderson here as well. There's some guys that could definitely benefit. Robert Williams too. We could see no centers whatsoever. Yang Hansen's questionable as well. He's got a hamstring injury or something that was going on with him as well. I don't know what to make of Portland right now, but we're going to get that news in the post-lock show. So you're going to want to stick around with Josh Engelman. Excited that we're kind of doing it that way with the format, because it's going to really help you out with your DFS lineups, getting up to the date information, up to the minute information, even in those kind of regards. But let's get to some of the other more popular pieces. We talked Atlanta, we talked Portland. Let's talk a little bit of Utah. Utah is disturbing, and I've been probably the most uncomfortable click amongst any of the chalk that's showing up on your screen. John Conchar. What are you doing with a $3,700 assumed to be starting 28 minutes, John Conchar?
Yeah, I mean, Conchar, not the most exciting play in the world, putting up only 0.8 fantasy points per minute. He's not a lights out 3-point shooter or anything either. 27% rate there, 9% usage on the year. It's all pretty bad. But he does contribute a little bit of rebounding. 11% rate would actually be better than at least half the team. 12% assist rate. Also, they just need guys that create a little bit. It'll be a lot of stuff flowing through Collier's hands. And if he's not out there, probably Elijah Harkless. But I think for Conchar, just being on the wing, being able to create a little bit, probably a positive for him. And the big thing is that he's 3,700 and projected to get 28 minutes. So it's one of those things where we run to these spots, I feel like pretty much every slate lately, where we have these teams, motivation's pretty questionable. You get guys that are projected to play a lot of minutes. And if the rotation's big enough, there's no guarantee that guy actually has to play in the 27.5, 28 minutes that Stokastic has given him. So I think there is some risk to it. But right now I'm getting him almost 2x the field. Field's at 17%, and I've got him at 33. So yeah, Conchar, my most exposed Jazz player right now. And it sucks because, like, I like these other guys, and I think if they play minutes, like, they could be good. Like Sensabaugh earlier was projected for like 30 something minutes. He looked great then. Now it's 24. He looks like a total non-play. If these guys get minutes, one of them can go off because you're missing Markkanen, you're missing Keontae George, you're missing Nurkic, like, and the total's still good. So yeah, it sucks. Like, Conchar is my guy, but boy, he's like the least fun Jazz guy out of all of them. Like him and Cody Williams could have a jerk off there, a mid off, we'll say, instead of a jerk off. Maybe a jerk off too. I know you'd like that.
Why would I like that? Why'd you try to pin that on me?
Well, your eyes got all big, I presume, because the blood was flowing somewhere else, you know?
Your nuke of the night is on the screen, and it is not John Conchar. So I just want to throw that out there for the people.
Is it me? Oh, it's never me.
Oh my God. I could honestly. Guys, the Stokastic Hall of Fame, sign up, choose your avatar, upload your avatar, finish top 3 in a GPP, place in the top 3 of any GPP, have to have 2 or fewer ties, and then post your winning screenshot on X, and you can get a lot of goodness. Head to stokastic.com/HOF, sign up for some of that goodness that we got going on in our lives. I will also resize this graphic to go a little bit forward, but hey, I wanted to get this out for the people. Win big, rep Stokastic, get rewarded. This is the Hall of Fame, friends, the Stokastic Hall of Fame. Why did I catch strays from you? I don't understand why I catch strays from you for absolutely no reason. All I do is nice stuff, and then you're just like, I bet you'd love to watch him jerk off. Great.
Did that cut too close to the bone? Is that the issue? You're like, oh, this one, it's usually fun and jokes, but this one, he's really critiquing my yearning needs.
If by killing it, you mean, killing his reputation as a reputable fantasy analyst, sure. He's been doing great. He's been doing an awesome job. Oh my God, Matt D. You know what? Fuck it. I hate you so much. We're doing 45 minutes early. Yeah, sometimes you just need to in control like animal. Just before, you go a little too far, Spags, you take it over the border. I take it back. Nuke of the night. Mine is on the screen, but yours is not yet. I'm assuming. Who is your nuke of the night for this evening?
Yeah, I mean, relative to exposure, I'm going to be up a lot on Drew Holiday, but I don't think you can call a 52% play in Nuke. Marvin Bagley, I'll be up on. Dyson Daniels, I'll be up on. Those guys are all owned. I'll go down the food chain. I'll go to a guy, Emacs in the chat. Emac has told the people, coincidentally, before this guy went on the best run of his career, never Sadiq Bey, don't play Sadiq Bey, friends don't let friends play Sadiq Bey, all the bumper stickers that you could put out there about poor Sadiq Bey, but 7% ownership today. You do have a Pelicans team, no Trey Murphy out there. Getting DeJounte Murray and changes the arithmetic a little bit, but Sadiq Bey is one of the few guys that can actually shoot the three-pointer at league average on the team at this point with no Trey Murphy. And the Pelicans spot today seems like a game that can be competitive. Pelicans playing for the play-in apparently, which seems crazy, but against the Jazz, they can put up a lot of points. So Sadiq Bey, 7% owned. He is my nuke of the night.
Once upon a time, in a land, Salt Lake City, for all my Book of Mormon fans. I doubt you know that reference. But then again, I jerk off dudes, according to Spags. So who knows? I'm just letting you know, you got yourself an unbelievable opportunity, I believe, today. I have lots of bets on him. I'm going to have more bets on him. There are going to be lots of things that I do with this individual. But I do think EJ Harkless will play a little bit. But once upon a time, Salt Lake City, these Utah Jazz played 48 minutes back-to-back when there was no other ball handler out there of Isaiah Collier. Isaiah Collier, we have projected as a 1.32 fantasy point per minute guy today. Unbelievable fantasy point per minute rate. In fact, him and Filipowski are both 78 and 7,600 respectively. Here's the difference between Collier and Filipowski. Isaiah Collier plays a position that you got to handle a basketball. You got to be able to transfer the basketball. And EJ Harkless has not played more than like 14 minutes all season long. There are probably going to be minutes where he plays the primary point guard. But I want to point out Vince Williams Jr., the one guy you didn't list off, is out for the season with that torn ACL. I think Isaiah Collier is live for 48 minutes. Even if it's like a 10% chance, I want to point out that he is the guy we have projected for the best fantasy point per minute rate on this entire team today. Have him at 27 minutes, and I think he's legitimately live for 36 in a lot of scenarios. 4.83% owned Isaiah Collier, nuke of the night. How put that in your pipe and smoke it, Spags.
That's a different angle. I mean, you hit on Will Richard yesterday, different kind of player, a little bit cheaper. And that one was a major one. Our guy Low Stories won actually 100K with him using the Stokastic data. So maybe even heard the nuke of the night.
7% Will Richard.
Yeah, no, you killed it on that. For Collier, he's expensive. I mean, 3 out of the last games for him under 30 minutes, including 2 games ago, he was at 25. Obviously, Vince Williams, the ACL, I get what you're saying. But, you mentioned Harkless hasn't played more than 14 minutes all year. That was his max was last game. He played 14 minutes last game when Vince Williams is gone. So I kind of think that the 48-minute thing is gone because, frankly, Collier was too good in that role.
I said like a 10% chance. I'm saying it's a big dog to happen, but like there's a world where Isaiah Collier doesn't leave the floor in a half of basketball. Like he could play 36 plus minutes today is what I'm getting at. We have him like EJ Harkless is the guy that I'd have to project for more. So let's just go back to this, shall we? I just want to pull up Utah in general one more time. I was going to move on, but EJ Harkless, we have projected for like 10 minutes. EJ Harkless either has to play more, or I just don't see who plays point guard for this team. Who handles the basketball for this team if it's not Isaiah Collier?
I mean, you can have like Svi brings it up, even though he shouldn't. I mean, like they have guys that can bring it up. You know, like it's still an NBA team.
Borderline.
I see what you're saying. I think you're just missing, in my opinion. And again, I give you full credit. Like you are the nuke of the night master. You're nuking left and right. You enjoy nukes almost as much as guys jerk it off. But I think for how this looks on this slate, I feel like for Isaiah Collier, I just think they saw him play too well, playing 48 minutes. He was like getting 20 assists a game. Like he was actually helping them win games. So I just think those days are over. But you're the savant, the idiot savant, regular savant. I don't know. We'll find out.
Watch Collier play like 20 minutes because they Harkless 30. They just are like, oh, he's too good. We just have to play this Harkless character. We just want to see what we got in the chamber. That's what Utah is saying. Find them another 500K. Please do that. Please do that, Adam Silver. All right, we got some super chats. We got 4 of them that have come in throughout this program. I'm going to catch up on them both. Oh, let's start with this. Chad Chandler, DFS, $1.99. He just appreciates both of you. That being you and me and you. Us.
Warms the heart. Warms the cockles of the heart.
Love when you say cockles. Malakar, member for 59 months. Can we get tears on DK? Thank you. Yes, we can do a little bit of tears for fears. Shout, let it all out. Is that Tears for Fears?
I think so. These are the things I can do without. Come on.
Is that? I know that they do. What's the song that Tears for Fears is like? Not Africa, that's Toto. It is, oh God. I'll think of it in a second. There's a big that we are missing.
Usually you're more of a men at work kind of guy.
It's Everybody Wants to Rule the World is the song I was thinking about.
Everybody wants to rule the world. That's right.
What is it that you would say you do here?
I think I'm making really great jokes of what particular niche today.
Tier one, Luka Doncic, Victor Wembanyama, Tyrese Maxey. That is Luka by a landslide. Tier number 2, Embiid, Şengün, Banchero, Durant, Ball. Do you want to be useful and give me somebody?
I didn't hear what you said, so no.
Oh my fucking God, Şengün.
I was pulling up a chat. I was helping.
Whatever. Tier 3, only 4 guys: Michael Porter Jr., LeBron James, Bam Adebayo, Zion Williamson. Say words.
Michael Porter Jr.
Those are words. Tier 4, Austin Reeves, Brandon Miller, Kongwo, Isaiah Collier, Filipowski. I bet you know which one I'm picking.
Filipowski. Get some leverage on all the takes you've been giving out about Collier.
Tier 5, Giddy, Castle, Bain, Hero, Klingon, Knipple, Allen, DeRozan. Definitely Klingon if he plays.
Yeah, Klingon if he plays.
Tier 6, Fox, Nemhard, Powell, Smith Jr., Black, Walker, and Green. That is the most difficult tier by far. With Andrew Nemhard in, is this somebody that you could maybe roll against Charlotte, or are we going to be staying away because they're tanking? I'll go away from that one, I think. I'll go the Jabari Walker route.
Yeah, honestly, I didn't hear most of the names there, so Jabari Walker sounds like one of the more credible names.
God,
but Jabari Walker, Jarris Walker. Don't play Jabari Walker.
That's what I meant. Jarris Walker. I just saw Jay.
You know they're not related, by the way. I thought they might be.
They aren't.
They have kind of similar names, and no, they're not related because they played each other the other day, and I was like, oh, fun narrative, but no.
Nothing about this is fun anymore. Chad Chandler, DFS, $1.99. In love with Claxton, change my mind. Okay, I will. 0.7% owned, 0.6% optimal percentage. Don't play $6,600 Nicholas Claxton for the love of all that is good and righteous in this world of ours that is broken, that is deteriorating in front of our faces. I swear to God, if you play Nicholas Claxton and win a tournament with him, I won't be able to wake up another day. Don't play Nicholas Claxton.
Yeah, I was surprised to see Jalen Duren play well against the Spurs the other day. So Nick Claxton, in my brain, not a dissimilar kind of center. They're not going to stretch the floor, kind of be close to the rim, but Yeah, and I don't see it for Nick Claxton. 0.7% owned. I got him in 0.1% of my winning lineups. I don't see it.
It's going to be a no from me, dog. FanDuel, Maxi, Kamara, Wiggins, or Drew, MPJ, Bam, FanDuel, Nuke. I'll pull up the FanDuel side of things because, again, somebody else wants a FanDuel Nuke. So $2 for a FanDuel Nuke, and then fave play each position, $4 for single entry over on DK. We can do that here in a second. But let's take a look over at the FanDuel side of things. They love to, no discrimination here, squirrel. So keep your hands off my cheeks and let me study how you ride the beach, you big freak.
Oh my God, the dog is attacking the area here, trying to keep her at bay. She's on Team Eric. I didn't know.
Oh, I don't want to make another jerk off joke. We've done like 4 of them already. We can't keep doing this. He can't keep getting away with this. FanDuel, here is your top of the board. CJ McCollum, Drew Holiday, Scoot Henderson, Jonathan Kuminga. Notice how I said a lot of Portland guys and Atlanta guys. It's almost like it's the same as over on DraftKings. That's because you got Jalen Johnson and Nah out. I mean, it's just drastically changed the slate in so many different ways. But there's one guy that's showing up here. Montes Bazelis goes completely nuclear now. Everybody loses their minds and wants to play him at small forward, power forward, 6,600, a little bit overowned. Anything on the board? Oh, yeah, Nick, this Clifford fellow at 5,400 on FanDuel. I did build lineups out there. Nothing like playing a 0.86 fantasy point per minute guy who could play legitimately 36 minutes today. He's at 34 and change in our projections. I think FanDuel, I've got a couple of lineups over there today in the $5, but like there's nothing that is drastically different than DraftKings at the moment.
Yeah, I mean, FanDuel usually there's a couple of wrinkles there that, do stand out somewhat differently, and I'm with you. I don't think there's a whole lot that seems meaningfully different. I guess McCollum being more of a priority play being one thing, but he's going to get played a good amount on DraftKings too. So, no fun value guys either. I feel like, yesterday I think somebody was like under 4K on FanDuel that stood out. It just kind of seems like the same slate, which is nice.
It is nice. It's very nice. But FanDuel, we'll give you the FanDuel Maxi, Kamara, Wiggins, or Drew, MPJ, Bam. That is a very difficult 3v3. There's a lot of moving pieces. I'd want to see the rest of your lineup as well. But just on the surface, where I look calm and ready to drop bombs, I would say Drew, MPJ, Bam, but I really don't like Bam all that much.
Yeah, I mean, I'm Team Drew. I like MPJ. Bam can be anybody else, and I'd be happier with it. Just the Heat are not a fun team right now.
How much Maxi today with your boy Embiid
in? Let's see. I got, in terms of my lineups right now, I've got like 24%. So I'm up on the field. I think he's an okay play. He's honestly better. I know Josh pointed out, I've been saying it for a few weeks too. He's better with Embiid on the court. It's kind of odd. Like I think maybe the spacing, the too much defensive attention have been things that hurt Maxey a little bit. So having Embiid out there, we saw them both go nuts last game. I think in this spot again, really big total for Philadelphia today. Kind of surprised me.
FanDuel Nuke. I had one guy that looked kind of interesting because I don't know if you know this, steals and blocks are worth 3. And I don't know if you're aware, there's this Victor Wembanyama guy. He tends to get a lot of those things. He is one of our most positively leveraged plays over there at 15% on the FanDuel slate. In fact, he is our second most positively leveraged play next to the aforementioned Clifford the Big Red Dog. I don't really see a planet where 12K Victor Wembanyama gets teamed up on a back-to-back against Brooklyn, but I've been surprised by other things in this world, I suppose. But power forward center, give me Victor Wembanyama Nuke of the night.
I would go on FanDuel, and there's really nobody low owned that I even remotely like. Wemby is the lowest owned guy that's got a decent optimal rate, so that's a good choice by you. I mean, Bagley's a different equation on FanDuel, 5,400. Think the blocks that he can get there can carry him further. And, if you're a center, you can't press usage in a revenge game the same way that, a guard can sometimes. Maybe he gets more revenge on the block side against the Sacramento team that's mostly ass at this point. So for Marvin Bagley, I'll go with him as my FanDuel Nuke of the night. I don't want to do both sites as Nuke of the night, though.
I'm more of a tits guy, so there's that. But anyway, we've got ourselves lots of opportunity to... What? Don't shake your head at me.
I just can't believe the ribald things you're saying on this family-friendly show.
You're such a piece of shit. It's incredible. All right. At work, can't sim. Can I get a single lineup with Luka? You know what's so beautiful? Even if you are stuck in that cubicle of yours, burning the midnight oil, or in this case, the 6:30 p.m. Eastern, 3:30 p.m. Pacific oil, Bet you like that oil for your dudes doing whatever Spags is saying. You have an opportunity to complete this lineup over in the single lineup sim, and we could look at it. Ooh, look at that. It's all covered and done. If we go to the FanDuel side, we could find ourselves the opportunity to complete this lineup, and I can build some 2v2s around what we got going here. We got 4 Atlanta Hawks. We got 3 Portland Trailblazers. We got Clifford, the big red dog, thrown in there. Already threw that up there for you. And then Joel Embiid at center. Joel Embiid at center. That's kind of fascinating because, again, Klingon, we don't have news on what's going on there, but 7,700 on FanDuel. Depending on the timing of that news, we could get a much lower own than that, Donovan Klingon. So be paying attention. Be watching live after lock here with Josh Engelman. He'll be able to help you out. But this lineup right here, this is our current optimal that we got going for you. You can build some nice deviations off of that, but nothing I can really say or do or try to give you some, fabricated nuke outside of Victor Wembanyama. Don't know if you know, he's pretty good at basketball. Like I feel pretty confident that chalk on this slate looks pretty good on both sides.
Yeah, no, I agree with you. Really, there is normally more wrinkles, I think, to point out, just kind of going through that are pretty obvious. I think it's sort of, it's the same slate today. I think it's not, no new ways to say that, but yeah, you made the point well.
Yeah, just in a more eloquent, more sophisticated way.
I was just trying to chime in a way that helped you. I was trying to give back, but I'll just go back to insulting you and implying and just really bringing to light all the things you do on your private islands.
All right, now that's just now you've gone too far. Now I need Matt Kajeski. Sam Van Dam for $22. DeAndre Jordan legacy game incoming. Maybe at the retirement home. I don't know what's going on, but I get it. DeAndre Jordan, he's been playing a lot of minutes, but there's no way on FanDuel where I can only play one center. I'm going to play DeAndre Jordan. There's really no planet on DraftKings with how good center looks that I even have to look the direction of a DeAndre Jordan in any way, shape, or form. Sure, he's been starting here for these Pelicans, going up against Utah. Sure, he's 4K, but are you making DeAndre Jordan show up in any of your lineups? He's not showing it. I just saved my top 300, not in a single one of them.
Yeah, no, I got no DeAndre Jordan either. I do think he hits his target score at a decent clip, relative to a cheap guy. Look, he's been out there, as I mentioned on the show a couple of days ago. The news broke on Saturday when he was going to start, and everybody in the chat was poo-pooing it. And I was like, if he's starting, he might play some minutes. He played that entire game and was basically Zion's personal bodyguard out there, just screening over and over for him, which led Zion to a good day. I think the arithmetic changes a little bit with having DeJounte Murray in, that you kind of don't need DeAndre Jordan to play minutes quite as much now because they go slightly smaller, but if he plays well and Zion's playing well, he could play 25 minutes. So it's not insane, but he doesn't project that well. And you kind of don't need to, it's like fancy play syndrome, I think, to go to DeAndre Jordan today.
Chad Chandler giving us more goods, $4.99. He just wants to keep showing up on the screen, just living his life, doing his thing in a nice blazer with a green shirt. Chad Chandler DFS, $4.99. Kyle Philadelphia, Nuke of the night, not Claxton. Thank God you're not playing Claxton. Kyle Filipowski's a little thin for me. Again, they have ways that they can play Kevin Love, and you're not going to get giga minutes. You need Filipowski to still play pretty well, but hey, he's very, very low owned. If that's your one piece of deviation on the slate, so be it.
Yeah, I think that's okay. Look, he's really expensive now, but the ceiling is there. He'll get as many shots up as you want. So I just it's flooring how far away his projection is from his salary. It just doesn't look even close to a 5X. That doesn't mean he doesn't have a ceiling.
Rocky Crab, please let us know which site you're on, because the FanDuel side, Vizela Scoot for me, and on the DraftKings side, I'd go Conchar Zion.
I'd probably go Vizela Scoot on both, even though, I don't think Conchar is an awful play.
Yeah, just wanted to let you know that getting the site out there for us would be very, very helpful. Does DFS get any play Malakar? Yeah, he's probably going to play, but he's going to be useless. He's not really somebody that I'm going to play in DFS whatsoever. Who were the Nukes? Oh yeah, the Nukes were premature today. We came early, baby. We got ourselves some goodness. Isaiah Collier at 5%, my Nuke of the night, and yours was
Sadiq Bey.
Bay. That's Spags' song. Man, that was 20 years ago. You know how insane it is that we're going to be listening to hip hop radio, and it's going to be oh yes. 70 years ago, Tupac Shakur came out with
that's That's how I feel about most music, though. Like I listen to pop punk sometimes because like it's one of the playlists I got on Spotify or YouTube Music right now, and it's like, my God, these songs like are 25 years ago, and like I feel like I've become, even though it feels more recent, it is still like basically old music. So you got to listen to the Billboard 100 list or whatever, pop radio, something like that, to keep yourself fresh.
Place to spend my quiet nights, time to unwind. So much pressure in this life of mine, I can't help it. No. Back to the data hub we go then. Whatever. Thanks for being my.
Obi Toppin starting, by the way. That's a wacky one.
Yeah, he's going to be limited. Yeah, it's going to be very limited. I almost don't care in any way, shape, or form. I mean, Nemhard, Shepard, Walker, Toppin, Huff. He's going to get a standing O. It's kind of weird. I thought they'd do like the standing O. He comes in, everybody's like, "Hey, you overcame injury, woo!" Like. Stupid. I hate it. Whatever.
Yeah. Honestly though, it's a tanking team playing a legit rotational guy. So more power to him playing. I hope he plays well. I mean, the foot injury sucked. Took him out for a while.
Yeah. He's been out for a hot second. There's no question whatsoever. Tonight will be the night that I will fall for you again. I felt pretty good about seeing that on the screen as well. Richard, single entry. You skipped my first super chat. Did I really? We had so many super chats come in. Fave play at each position for single highs, stakes, entry. Yes, we will do that right now. And also, Richard, what Richard are we speaking of today? Nick Richards. Yeah, he looks all right in terms of leverage for us. He's got to start. There's that. He's definitely got to start, but he's the 4K guy that I would play over a DeAndre Jordan or something ridiculous like that. That is for damn sure. But we got ourselves top plays by position on DraftKings, starting with, I'm going to go by ownership here first. Drew Holiday, Scoot Henderson, definitely got to be the top two. Portland point guards taking over the world on DraftKings, Spags.
Yeah, I mean, Drew Holiday, I've hopefully made the case well enough for just the per minute numbers. If you missed earlier, 1.25 with Shaden Sharp and Denny Avdi off the court. So I am firmly team Drew Holiday today.
We head over to the shooting guard spot. Drew Holiday, Scoot Henderson at point guard, and at shooting guard, Dyson Daniels, Brandon Williams looking pretty good, but I'm going to bypass Brandon Williams. I'm going to give CJ McCollum the leg up. Give me both the Atlanta guys.
Are we doing DK or FanDuel?
DK. Yes, for DK. Okay. Top 4 at each position.
Yeah. Shooting guard for me would be Dyson Daniels. You can play a bit small forward as well. So if you want to go that way, no issue with it. But I think the Atlanta guys, really shooting guard to me should be one of Dyson Daniels or McCollum for the first lineup I would put in. Just a lot of opportunity to go around with no Jalen Johnson now, Alexander Walker as well.
We'll talk about the Obi Toppin thing here in a second. Look, I'm underselling it a little bit. I just can't imagine he plays more than 20, 21 minutes, and we'll see. 3,900, maybe there is some juice to squeeze out of it, but we'll let our stuff update and figure out exactly where we want to move his minutes, if we do at all. Dyson Daniels at small forward on DraftKings as well. I brought up Kuminga. I really, 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 really like Kuminga on this slate. I don't assume he starts, so that's not going to impact anything that I do. But right now, it's going to be the 2 Atlanta guys again, Daniels and Kuminga.
Yeah, Daniels, if you play him at small forward, fine with that. Buzelis, if you're going to pay down, John Conchar. Okay.
Yeah, your boy John Conchar. I heard you said he was the best basketball player you've ever seen in your life. Matas Buzelis, he's pretty good at times, but it's going to be Kuminga and Gay for me. I'm going to be firing him up. Don't you dare make a joke.
What kind of joke? I don't know what I think back to the basketball, guys, and that's what we're all here for. Eric forgets sometimes that we're here just to talk hoops. We're here to talk ball, not balls. We got Matas Buzelis at power forward if you want, John Conchar at power forward. Mo Gay, I think, is it. I would go behind the guys we already talked about.
I bet you would.
I
bet you would.
Got me.
Sucker. We got Bagley. I think he looks incredible for this slate. I know there's some negative leverage coming into his direction. Playing 40 lineups. He's in over half of my lineups as well. But Joel Embiid, Nick Richards, both interesting on completely different ends of the spectrum there. And Klingon, we're waiting for that news, which could definitely dictate what I do at center, because Donovan Klingon is my boy, baby pie. Austin Powers. How you feeling about center? Looks better than it did yesterday to me.
Yeah, I like Bagley a good amount here. Glad to see him kind of coming up above Nick Richards, because I really wasn't buying the Nick Richards play as much earlier today. I mean, I think he's an okay play, but I feel like Bagley in the spot. I mean, my brain, it's like, oh, revenge game against Sacramento. Maybe the ultimate revenge is him getting hurt in this game. I'm playing Bagley a lot today.
That's so true. It's honestly so true. Kuminga and Gay, what is this? An X-rated stream? Sorry, Morgan. There's nothing we can do. That's what their names are. Those are the names of the people. They're the names. I love his nickname, Cum Bucket. That sounds less, maybe slightly less mature. Slightly. Gafford out, we knew that. Middleton in, we knew that. Those were always going to be things. So we are all ready to rock there. So we got 20 minutes left in our program. We're going to do a couple of things. We're going to get ourselves over to the props tool in a second, but you brought up John Conchar. I think you said Montes Bazelis. There's so many guys that could be clicked on that could be advisable for this bit that I absolutely hate. But you know what? Fuck it. Here we go.
The funniest part is that people don't get to see you dancing. You're doing that, I guess, mostly for me / I think mostly for yourself, but I could see it. But it was a beautiful dance, and people don't get to see that because they're getting to watch that video.
We're doing the downhill ski. We just got done. Winter Olympics are done. 364 more days till next Winter Olympics tryouts. I got to toughen up, you know?
You're used to that, one in each hand.
Who's your exotic play of the night? Go ahead. Exotic play.
I don't have one. This is your bit. I don't see color.
It's not my bit. It's not my bit.
It's your favorite bit. It's your go-to.
It's not my go-to. You make me want to drive to Philadelphia and see what happens. Donovan Clingan. He's definitely got to be it for the moment. Just completely underutilized. Just pay attention to news.
He's exotic. Do
we have any other super chats, please? Nope. That's it, unfortunately. Well, guess we should talk basketball. What a great idea that is. We've got some early games going on here. I want to bring up a game that we haven't talked about whatsoever. It is the first one right out the gate, so something that you and I can help with and, maybe actually give information as opposed to insults to fellow co-hosts in order to continue on our way. Tyrese Maxey, Joel Embiid. How much is too much of these guys? When you talk about the spend-ups that exist on the rest of this slate, we've got a lot of salary savers, but mainly we've got 5-6K dudes that we're playing repeatedly. Luka Doncic looks really good. Tyrese Maxey looks good, but overowned. Joel Embiid looks a little bit underowned at a center position there. Şengün coming off a triple-double, but now in a worse spot. Banchero coming off of king in the court. Kevin Durant. Anybody that we're spending up for here and prioritizing between Embiid and Maxey?
Between Embiid and Maxey. I mean, we just got a projection update too for anybody who's holding on tightly for that one. Between those price tags, yeah, I mean, I think Maxey, to me, despite being 10K, I still feel better about him. I'm with the field on that ownership. Embiid, I'm a little bit over half his ownership. I just don't have Embiid anywhere near the projections usually this year. I was worried about him coming off that knee injury last game, and frankly, a lower leg injury. And he played really well. I mean, didn't play over 30 minutes, but played incredibly effectively for a guy who, being banged up again, could kind of put the fear of God back into him, make him play differently, or just make him play poorly, and he did not. But a pace-up spot against Miami, I don't know, man. I think that feels more like a Maxey situation, and Maxey, again, plays better with Embiid being available. So I'm team Maxey, but, if Embiid went off today, more power to you. I think he's capable of it on any night.
I don't think I've ever done this before. I'm going to show this. I'm going to share it on screen. Where did it go? Where did it go? Please tell me that it doesn't get filtered over in StreamYard. Oh my God, it does. Whatever. This guy said,
Read
this
it
guy
out loud.
Eric, is a
What does it say?
Juice T81. This guy Eric is a fucking douche. That's all it says.
Oh,
It made me laugh.
I don't think you did anything douchey today.
I don't think I did either. I'm just reacting and having fun. Sorry that we try to liven up giving you data and information here at Stokastic, but you know what? You can take advantage using promo code Lindy15 or wait, sorry. No. Don't use that. Use the live before lock code down in the video description box below, because that would make me douchey. That would mean, oh, I want to be beneficial for whatever. No, I want everybody to be able to sign up for the best tools and content that we've got going, including the new props tool, which looks fantabulous. I'm going to take a look over there, and then we've got a million super chats. 15 minutes left in the program. 15 minutes. Hit that like button for us here. Any bets that look good to you tonight, Spags? Because obviously my Isaiah Collier fellow, we're getting down and dirty when we get off of this program. That game starts at 9 p.m. Eastern time, 6 p.m. Pacific. I am very much expecting a lot of wagering there, but Cam Jones, sitting there with 2.5 rebounds. That looks really, really low to me. We've got ourselves DeJounte Murray. Under 1.5 threes has been popping like crazy today. Got a little bet 365 damn good fine action over there. Anything that you think looks auspiciously nice that's at the top of the tool. Spoiler alert, a lot of unders today over on that Portland-Chicago side where everybody is backing them.
Yeah, I think I'd probably be inclined for the Chris Murray unders. I feel like seeing a bunch of them coming up obviously does help that a little bit. But for Jeremy Grant, I think there's opportunity for him to get more shots up, do something useful. For Chris Murray, I think the usage can be a thing that flows away from him because they still have enough guys that are, in my opinion, above him in the pecking order for usage. So yeah, Chris Murray, seeing him come up for a bunch of different categories here, I would take the unders. And for Portland, it's hard to really advocate taking unders, but I think for Chris Murray, be one exception I would make.
Okay, we just had so many super chats rolling. Jeff Williams, 6089, $1.99. So damn fine. Can you touch and not touch on the Lings players? I'm assuming that not the cunning Lingus that you might have been making a joke about, but the Sacramento Kings that you would like to know a little bit about. Nick Clifford, I think just no matter what happens, the Big Red Dog is going to be playing some minutes, but you got a lot of dudes ruled out for this back-to-back, including Russell Westbrook. That should put Devin Carter into starting position. Malik Monk got dinged up. We'll see what happens there. But between Devin Carter as a low owned tournament option, far more appealing over on FanDuel, and Maxime Reynaud, I think that there's like some interesting tournament one-off type dudes. But Clifford on both sides, Precious Achiuwa, I think primarily over on the DraftKings side, they're going to be a little bit chalkier, but like kind of a choose your adventure spot where you hope that you hit the one guy who plays way more minutes than projected, or in this case for Nick Clifford, just plays his 34 minutes. Spags, anything on Sacramento you're prioritizing or that you're getting in lineups at all?
I mean, Precious Achiuwa is definitely the one I'm getting the most of here. I mean, he's been playing big minutes lately as they have rolled the starters back out there. Obviously, today you got Westbrook sitting. But, you know, Westbrook last time closed the game. DeRozan closed the game. Precious Achiuwa, they also closed that game. So as minutes have been up, willing to take that shot. But, yeah, really not a Kings-heavy spot for me. You've been calling him Nick Clifford. Neek, right?
I said Nick Clifford, but Monique. I just always want to do.
I just thought you thought it was like a fun pronunciation or spelling of Nick, and I was confused. But yeah,
I'm just
Nick Clifford
about Clifford the Big Red Dog.
Yeah, that's a better one. I like that nickname. He's not playing like a Big Red Dog currently, but the fact that Westbrook is out, maybe it gives a few more peripherals for Nick Clifford, who is a guy that can rebound a little bit, can assist a little bit, can get some steals. He's just playing a lot of minutes, so I can make the tournament case for him, but I think really for me, it's kind of Precious Achiuwa or bust here. Maybe Malik Monk, but even that's sort of hard to trust.
You want to bust one of them? What?
I want to bust a move.
You're so inappropriate. Balmer _24, $2. McCollum and Diabetes. It says Diabetes on the screen. That's funny. I've never seen that. Or B. Will and Filipowski on DK. That's going to be McCollum and Diabate, but Brandon Williams looks pretty good on everything to some extent. I just don't have a ton because I have so much Atlanta.
Yeah, I think they both have a ceiling, Williams and Filipowski, but the price tag for Filipowski not there. Brandon Williams, I don't mind. I think Diabate very tournamenty play on the slate. I think there's, on paper, projection wise, frankly, a lot of better center plays. His price tag's up now from that, brief little suppression he had from the suspension. But I guess for me, I'd go McCollum and diabetes and Diabate. Just Phil Patrick's price tag. I'm not paying it.
Can't stop. Addicted to the shindig, or in this case, you being an idiot. Are we out on Devin Carter? Says Einsteinium, $1.99. Yes and no. Again, 1.07 DraftKings points per minute. Not a crazy minutes allotment coming back from injury. 1, he'd have to start. 2, he'd have to play more than projected, but he's a good fantasy point per minute producer on a bad team that's trying to tank. Like, those are the guys you can take one-off shots in a chalkier lineup with. I don't hate him. It's just the guard looks ridiculous considering Atlanta not tanking. So much value there.
Yeah, and I think having Monk having Killian Hayes on the team now is not great. Like, Killian Hayes, not a good player still, went, I think, 1 for 9 the other day, but he is out there playing minutes, and they seem to be curious about if he has anything left and at this point of his career. So I'm just not even sold that Devin Carter gets 23 minutes. Like, I get they have to go somewhere with Westbrook out, but you could play Hayes more than 19, I think, and it wouldn't be crazy.
Would not be crazy in any way, shape, or form. Let's get ourselves to another super chat. Dude, this is insane. Top FanDuel GPP plays by position. We'll get into that here in a second. I'll do that one here again. Fave DK guy, all in 5 spots, sub 10% ownership, building one of each of your 5. Good. You're asking so much of us. Do you understand? We have 9 minutes left in our show. We're just going to, whatever. You know what? Screw it. You challenge me, I'll challenge you. That's how you build strong friendships. Chris Spags and I, we always push each other to the max.
Yeah, you usually do more of a tush push.
Isaiah Collier is obviously my guy at point guard.
Mine at point guard would be Josh Giddey. Minutes not there all the way yet, but he can hit enough in 7,300, I think, to pay it off. If it's under 10%, guys.
Dylan Harper, I went on an absolute rant about last night, and I still haven't bet it. So I'm a coward, the likes of which this world's never seen before. But Dylan Harper, from a DraftKings perspective, you want to shut a game down, you're up 20. Dylan Harper's your dude. And Keldon Johnson, that was kind of one of those big questionable things where you don't really think that it matters all that much, but he's had a lot of usage in that second unit. He is in for today, though, but yet I still think Dylan Harper's pretty underutilized at 8%.
Yeah, Dylan Harper would be my guy too. Nick Clifford, I would say, not too far off of him either.
Yep, I'll pick him at small forward for sure.
Small forward for me. I mean, Reza Shay's 10.4%. Actually, my Bay is my nuke of the night. I'll go Sadiq Bey.
All right, and obviously I like Kuminga a lot. I'll pick him at power forward.
He's under 10%.
Oh, he's not under 10. I'm a liar, the likes of which this world's never seen before. I'll go to God, it is so gross. I think power forward's definitely our worst position on the slate. That's why we're seeing Conchar doing whatever. Patrick Baldwin Jr., just because there's like a world where Sacramento just completely punts this to the world.
Yeah, he is free. Yeah, I mean, power forward, I probably should have saved whoever that was that I just said at small forward for power forward. I'm going to go
Conchar. I'll give you Conchar is sub 20%. Don't completely punt. You're kind of just taking tournament shots by default at power forward. Like, there's nothing all that appealing.
Yeah. I would still say for Bay at power forward, but yeah, I think Bay or Yabu. I guess Yabu at 4,900. Leverage against maybe some people playing Nick Richards that are not catching the minutes updates.
Victor Wembanyama is 5% on DraftKings. I'll make him nuke of the night for both sites to some extent. Although obviously DraftKings Isaiah Collier still is that dude.
I go Kongwu at 6.5% ownership. Think that he's a nice play today. We haven't talked about him a lot. He's expensive, but for nuke of the night, or not nuke of the night, for an under 10% play, I think he has that kind of ceiling.
Love. Hopefully that helps you. Hopefully you're ready to rock then on that side of things. God, did we get caught up with the super chats finally? No, we're still not there. Best values, sub 4,500 on DK per position. Good Lord of God, Christ Jesus, our Lord and Savior. Amen. What are people doing today? What are we doing? We're every 4,500 player. You're killing me, Smalls. 4,500 under Sharif Cooper. That's a made up name.
Man, I don't even know how to do this on my screen right now with my data.
Quentin Grimes. I mean, this is insane. This is an insane question.
I'm looking at Stokastic data now. All right, we're under how much? Under 4,500.
Under 4,500.
Okay. Yeah, I think your Sharif Cooper pick is probably it. Davion Mitchell too, maybe.
Svi Mikhailuk, if he ends up picking up some of those minutes that I don't anticipate. But God, I just don't have one at shooting guard. I'm playing everybody 4,600 or above, mainly those Atlanta guys.
Yeah, I think honestly Grimes at shooting guard. I'm not trying to pick my meme guys, but I think Grimes is an okay price tag at 4,400.
At least we get over to this position to a small forward, and we have John Conchar, an actual piece of value on this slate.
Yeah, Conchar at small forward.
Power forward, Moge.
Yeah, I think Moge power forward as well.
And at center, Nick Richards.
Center, I actually think Anthony. Yeah, no, it would be Nick Richards, but Anthony Gill coming up a little bit for me at 4,400 is just like a pure value play.
That works too. Sam Van Dam, $4.20, $2. What in the night equals Puppet Lindquist? He's asking for a Puppet Lindquist, but we haven't gotten one all week. It's a little surprising to me, mainly because Puppet Lindquist likes to show up at the most inopportune times. And considering there have been 49 ramming of a butthole joke, whatever you might want to call it, obviously just bring your fucking puppet up. Go ahead. Do your thing.
Well, the Winter Olympics have been going on, so of course it wouldn't be a stream without Eric showing off his skiing skills. Get one on each hand and you go to town. Woo, I'm going downhill. Previously, when I'm hitting the slopes, it'd be a whole different kind of game for me, but this time I'm all about the Winter Olympics over. I didn't really watch much of them. I've just been kind of sitting here waiting to get busted out. But anyway, hope it was a fun video for you. It's been a really fun week here on Live Before Lock. So I think I have 4 minutes left, and I'm just going to talk this time. But it's great to be here. And again, Eric, you like gentlemen. That is what I'm here through the grapevine.
Oh, there he goes.
How are you a father? You're like you're
puppeteering like that.
Oh,
how do you think you become a parent,
God.
Eric? You're going to be a dad soon. Isn't this how you got your wife pregnant? Is you worked?
I uploaded my lineups the entire time you just did that. So I have no issues whatsoever with you going on your rant, talking about skis or me getting rammed or whatever you were doing. What a time to be alive, everybody. Hit that like button. If not for me, for Puppet Lindquist. If not for Puppet Lindquist, do it for anybody else besides Spags. But how about for Josh Engelman coming up next here in 3 minutes on Live After Lock? Hopefully it becomes a little bit more relaxed and chill than whatever we actually know. I hope the opposite for everybody involved. This slate is terrible. No, you're terrible. There's only terrible people, not terrible slates. That's the way I feel about it, Spags.
Yeah, I agree. There's no stupid questions, only stupid NBA slates.
Who's going to absolutely rail you ski style, slalom style, bobsled style on this slate? I can very clearly tell you who it is for me.
I mean, the guy I would be just exposure-wise the most concerned about is Drew Holiday, but, and he's an older player, but I think Portland still seems properly motivated enough, so I'll go with old Drew.
Yeah, definitely going to be Scoot Henderson, Drew Holiday, the combination of the two. And then, obviously, I'm making a pretty pronounced stand on Isaiah Collier, considering there is no Vince Williams there. There is EJ Harkless, who's played 14 minutes tops all season long. I don't expect the 48 minutes of Isaiah Collier in our lives, but at 4 or 5%, I am jamming Isaiah Collier and I'm jamming his props. So go team with Isaiah Collier. I just think that's a big deal that nobody's really taking into account in projections. And he's the best fantasy per minute guy that we've got on that team for today. So if that doesn't come to fruition, I'm going to be in a lot of trouble. We're probably already in a lot of trouble after this stream. But you know what? It was fun, if nothing else. Chris Spags, he is at Chris Spags over on X. I am at Eric Lindquist over on X. Any final words for the people as we get out of here?
No, thanks for making it a fun show, Eric and Chad. It was a lovely time today getting through this, these NBA days that it could sometimes be very exhausting. But, we got a boost of energy here. Appreciate you guys watching. Check out my Splash Play shows on the NBA. It's at Splash Play Bets on YouTube, Monday, Friday, 2 p.m. I'm doing those shows. And, back tomorrow. I'm actually live for lock tomorrow and Saturday. So I don't know what the schedule is of co-hosts with that, but be back here tomorrow.
We'll find out. Choose your own adventure, Chris Spags. Morgan Wiper, $2. Puppet Lindquist. Yeah, I know. Puppet Lindquist is popular amongst like 70% of people. And then there's like the 30% who truly are so cringed by it that they can't possibly believe that they listen to us how to utilize their money. But you know what? That's neither here nor there. We got JRNW1YV. Look at that. I can say letters and things and numbers. $2. Top 100 plays on DK. Thanks. That made me laugh. That's going to do it for us, everybody. We're going to bring Josh Engelman here, right? Meow. Did you have fun, Josh, watching this in the background?
I want to apologize to everybody that just had to watch that for Live Before Lock. You guys are lucky. It is now 7 p.m. We can send this nonsense on its merry way, and we can get back to some professionalism around these parts. Nonsense.
Tell it to the people of Flint, Michigan.
I'm going to leave. Bye.
Bye, Josh. Have a good show.
No comment. No comment. No comment. What's up, y'all? Adios to those dorks. Apologies you guys had to go through that. That's a tough scene. It's a tough scene. Look, we can have some fun now. Let's make some money. Let's have a good time. Let me get my screen shared here. Welcome to Live After Lock, Thursday, February 26th. We have plenty to discuss, including the Magic will start Black, Bane, De Silva, Banchero, Carter Jr. That news just came in right now. Oh, and shout out to our boy Jorge. He's waiting for me to go live. Didn't want to give this credit whatsoever to the clowns from Live Before Lock. 50 gifted Stokastic subs. Absolute mensch. Can't beat it. Thank you, Jorge. Appreciate it. Love to see it. Kispert starting now. Hey, we got there. Look, that's the perils of the strategy show being at 9:00 in the morning. A lot of stuff is going to look dumb. There we go. Bilbo Swaggins in the house. Finally, an adult in the room. I completely agree. So, one thing I want to bring up now, because I didn't get we didn't get a real chance to deal with it last night. I wasn't able to get it up on Tails. But for those of you that were here yesterday, we got one of our same game parlays right quite simply. And we were this close to hitting them both. Derek White snuck over the line. I should have stuck with Peyton Pritchard, but I told you guys the Denver was going to stomp Boston, and what happened? Second half at elevation, Boston Celtics disappear. So, I think we're building a little bit of momentum. We've attacked 3 specific games over the past 2 days. All 3 of those games nailed them completely in terms of what the game was going to be. Look, we're going to miss on some player props from time to time, but we're dialed in on the game bets. So we're going to look for some late swap opportunities because we've got 3 games coming up here at 7:30. Also, another 8, 8:30, 9, 9, 10. We got a lot to talk about as we continue to go on. We're going to hit the props tool on Stokastic.com, and we're going to find some NBA bets. I've got a couple same game parlay tokens and things, boosts that I want to go ahead and get locked and loaded for some of these later games. I want to remind you guys of one thing. I don't know if the boys touched on this one or not, but I'm going to touch on it right here. This is what happened yesterday. I shared this earlier on the strategy show. I want to share it again here. Take a look at what happened in the Minimax last night. First place, Stokastic Avatar. Second place, third place, third place, third place, sixth place, Stokastic avatar just painting the mini-max. If your name is on the screen right now, huge congratulations to you guys. Absolutely dominant with the Stokastic avatar. And it got better from there. Not the only one that had a big day. Where's my boy Low Stories at? I know I'm tagged in it. There it is. Also, shout out to our boy Low Stories for picking up the 100K win with the avatar. Not his first 100K win recently, folks. This dude has been printing money, been hanging out in chat as well. Got to say hi this morning on the strategy show. If you want to be the person that's shipping these contests, grab the avatar at stokastic.com/hall-of-fame. Links in the description. But click the link below to sign up at Stokastic for the Sims, for the Stokastic props tool, OddsShopper. You can download Tails. Totally free on the Tails side, by the way. Discounts in the description here. 15% off. Come on in. Now I guess we need to talk a little news. It seems the Atlanta Hawks will start Dyson Daniels, CJ McCollum, Jonathan Kuminga, Zachary Risachet, and Onyeka Okongwu. We also got the Rockets starting lineup a couple minutes ago. Thompson, Eason, Durant, Smith, and Şengün. Nothing too crazy there. But Jonathan Kuminga into the starting lineup. Let's hop over to the data hub for a second. Before we get to the betting side of this one, we'll take a look at what the DFS side looks like. Now, prior to that news, we had Kuminga at 5,800. Small forward, power forward eligibility on DraftKings. 26-minute projection. Realistically, that's going to go up a minute, 2 minutes, 3 minutes, something in that neighborhood. It's going to climb incrementally. Already 30% owned. Getting to him in late swap, I think, is going to be important. He is very clearly going to look slightly better. I mean, even if you just give him 1 minute, you take him from 26.15 to 27.15. At 1.27 fantasy points per minute, we get to 34.48. And then we end up looking at a value number, not at 5.72, which is there now, but back up down to 5.95. And again, that's 1 minute. If he gets anything more than a minute, we're looking at a 6x value on Jonathan Kuminga. He's going to look significantly better now. And realistically, probably a hair under-owned just because of when the news dropped. So when we get that update, we'll be sure to dive back in. I want to hop over to the props tool for a second because we need to find some stuff to bet on. I don't know which direction we're going to go today. Maybe we get a prize picks card. I've got, was it FanDuel or DraftKings? I think FanDuel has a $5 no sweat today. So we're going to build out some sort of real stupid lotto for FanDuel. For right now, we've got at 80% projections, 20% market. And I'm happy with that right now. When we get the update, we'll take a peek at some of the guys that are going to be affected by that update. In this case, we've got a lot of games that we can still lock into. So let's think about what game we want to attack. I'm going to stay away from the 7:30s because they're obviously starting soon. I mean, if I'm being honest, Minnesota and the Clippers is the game I kind of want to have a look at. Because at least earlier today, I really liked the Minnesota Timberwolves. I'm going to hop to the OddsShopper side right now. I've got the live odds screen pulled up as well. And I'm just going to give it a refresh, geese. And I want to take a look at this Minnesota line. So we've got Minnesota -7.5. You know, honestly, pretty close to -8 as a true line at this point. There's a ton of juice. -129 on DraftKings. So it's looking like we're going to need to lay 8 for the Wolves here. It's a little scary. I don't really trust too many other games here besides Minnesota. That's the one I like the most on paper. So let's see how we can support ourselves by maybe attacking Minnesota or, you know, in reverse, negatively attacking the LA Clippers. Jordan Miller under 3.5 assists on underdog is actually the best available line. Now, that is not a direction I'm going to be going. But I do want to find something that benefits us here. It's not an under on Ant's assists, which is sitting there at 3.5 on Novig. Under 6.5 rebounds and assists at Bet 365 for Brook Lopez is kind of interesting, but it doesn't have a great line supporting it on any of the books that I want to hit right now. And that could be a limiting factor for us. I'm going to take Bet 365 out of there because I'm on the hunt for a slightly better line. Well, I should say I'm on the hunt for a slightly better line at a place where I'm about to use a boost. The better line is typically going to be at Bet365. They've got some of the softest lines out there. It seems like this Minnesota Clippers game is inundated with BetMGM plays. Brook Lopez, Chris Dunn, Kobe Sanders, Jordan Miller, Derek Jones Jr. 5 straight pretty sizably positive EV options in this game, not to mention all on the Clippers side, which I find appealing. I just didn't want to attack BetMGM right now. Let's trim this down. I know for sure I want to hit my DraftKings same game parlays and my FanDuel same game parlays. And I also want to go ahead and drop in a prize picks card here, potentially. So let's take a peek and see what this looks like now with some of the sports books I'm looking for and see if we can find anything here. Also, let me hit this stuff. Pierre Hines, who's my nuke? I don't have one. Because I'm on live before lock here, I didn't play the slate. I'm approaching today a little bit differently, more on the betting side. So from a nuke perspective, I'd have to look through the data. I don't have one. Then Nick Decker had a first place finish in the 555 FanDuel last night, 25K win thanks to the Sims. Atta boy, brother. Nick, did you tweet that at us and tag Stokastic Hall of Fame? Because if you didn't, you should. Got some winnings coming to you. If you have our avatar. And if you don't have our avatar, what are you doing, dude? Gotta have the avatar. It'd be crazy not to. So many benefits. No downsides. All right, let me see here. Traore, Igor Demon, MPJ, Clowney, Claxton, starting lineup for the Nets. And I guess technically the Wiz came in as well. Carrington, Johnson, Koulibaly, Riley, Vukcevic. Not anything too crazy there. All right. This does appear like we can corner the market a little bit on some FanDuel lines with at least a little bit of value. I don't want that Anthony Edwards under. I don't want the Batum rebounds play. Randall's an under. So I'm looking at Jaden McDaniels over 4.5 rebounds. So I'm going to grab that right now because I want to be on this Minnesota side. So McDaniels rebounds is going in. We'll get the bet slip open so you guys can follow along with me. And this is me building out a $5 no sweat on FanDuel. So we can build out something pretty big because there's no downside. By the way, I'm also taking Minnesota minus 8.5. That's not on the bet slip here, but I am taking the game line as well. Nick, just make a Twitter. If it's a burner, it's a burner. We just need the screenshots and the promote. You don't have to keep tweeting if you don't want to. All right. Next up, we're getting that McDaniels prop. Again, over 4.5 boards on FanDuel. As of right now in our model, 10% EV mark. That is more than enough for me at this moment. That number is 4.5. All right, McDaniels 4.5. So now we've got Minnesota minus 8.5. McDaniels over 4.5. We're sitting on a same game parlay that's plus 292. It's going to take more than that. I don't want the under on Naz Reid. I guess there's a case to be made the under on Derek Jones Jr. makes some sense here. Not my favorite thing in the world, but if I'm taking a McDaniels over on points or on rebounds, I might as well take a Derek Jones Jr. under. So now we've got Derek Jones Jr. under 4.5 boards, along with the Jaden McDaniels play, and Wolves minus 8.5. We're up to plus 550-ish. I want to get at least one more line in here if we can. Optimally, it would be something positive for Minnesota, but we are thinning out quite quickly. Sunmu's an under here. Derek Jones Jr.'s points is actually an over, which I certainly do not want. We're getting too far down the line. It looks like I'm going to have to go to another negative Clippers option. I don't want to take the Chris Dunn rebound play because now I'm cornering the market too much on rebounding. I think the move here is probably Benedict Mathurin under 1.5 threes at plus 134. That's going to be the final fourth play into a no sweat option on FanDuel. So the final thing I'm going to drop in here is this threes prop. After I'm done here, I'm going to drop this bad boy onto tails so that you guys can one-click tail this one if you're interested. I don't like cheering against Benedict Mathurin. I don't think that guy likes me too much. All right, here we go. That's a pretty solid no sweat. Wolves minus 8.5, McDaniels over 4.5 boards, Derek Jones Jr. under 4.5 boards, and Benedict Mathurin under 1.5 threes. Plus 1187 for a $5 no sweat. Easy peasy. Don't even have to think about it, folks. That's free monies. Bet is in. So now let me share this with you guys. I'll get you guys a link if you want to follow this on Tails. And you guys should already be following me on Tails. It's crazy if you're not doing that. You'd be nuts. That would be so silly. There's nothing better for you guys to be doing right now than following me on Tails. All right. Photo is saved. Tails is coming up. We've got our first same game parlay of the day locked and loaded on the FanDuel side. And I know you guys were looking for it. Updates to ownership are in. And I've got it pulled up on the screen right now. If you guys want to see the update for Atlanta with Kuminga in the starting lineup, we got him up to 27.8 minutes. 38% owned, 6.08 value. So I was in and around that mark. Looks like we gave him a minute and a half or so, 2 minutes, something in that neighborhood. But that got us Kuminga starting. And the parlay has been posted. If you are on Tails, you can tail it right now by clicking the link in the description and going directly to Tails. Or if I can make this a little bit easier for you, I'm going to copy that link and drop it in chat. Boom. You guys want to tail that play? It is on Tails right now. And Tails costs you nothing. You can follow me, Laffy, Ben, Greg, Eric, Spags, Mitch, DK, anybody you want, as many as you want. And you'll be able to see it right here. This is Tails. If you go to the picks feed, you would see my same game parlay just placed with the no sweat token, and it is on the screen. But alas, it appears we need to talk about some more stuff, folks. Chat is popping off with a little bit of news, and it is here on the screen right now. Donovan Clingan out tonight. Robert Williams available to play. Yang Han-sen listed as available to play. So now no Clingan, but we got backup center number 1 and backup center number 2 going here for Portland. Previous to this, Donovan Clingan was 25-ish% owned. 7,300, obviously center only. So now we're taking close to 31 minutes from Donovan Clingan in a great matchup against the Chicago Bulls. That right now is going to completely evaporate. We're looking at a $4,500 Time Lord, center only. Yang Han Sen is the flat 3K. So the minutes update here is going to be pretty interesting. We have Jeremy Grant here right now, so they can go small. It's the Bulls, so they can go small. So it's not as if Robert Williams and Yang Han Sen need to be anywhere near 48 minutes total. But I think we're going to see some value here as we get another update. The most recent update came in at 7:13. The ownership hit at 7:16. I know the boys on the back end, I believe Rich is on projections today. He will get that ready. And sure as shit, 7:19 projection update. It is already there. Time Lord, Robert Williams, 4,500. We gave him 21 minutes. He is projecting at 6.2x. I mean, that's kind of what we just got Kuminga for. Now, obviously, positionally, Kuminga looking a little bit better than what Robert Williams does. We ended up giving Yang Han Sen about 10 minutes. So these guys are going to be small a lot more. That is not surprising at all. But when this ownership hits, we're going to see Time Lord, in that 20% range, somewhere in that neighborhood, I'm guessing. If I clear this out and just take a look at centers. Time Lord right now is the third best point per dollar play on the slate at center, behind Marvin Bagley, behind Nick Richards. But I mean, think about what this range looks like. We have multiple 4K centers that are pretty interesting. Although I guess, 4K Nick Richards in this game technically projected a bit better than Time Lord. I'm guessing actually we're going to get like Nick Richards and Time Lord in that 10 to 15 range. Maybe he takes a small bite out of Marvin Bagley. Let's see if ownership is refreshed. Still running. Still running. Once that hits, we'll talk about what that ownership looks like. I kind of want to find another same game parlay. All right, here's one for you guys. We can go one of two ways. You know what? Can I make a poll? Do I know how to do that? Can I do that in here? I don't think I can. Yeah, I don't think I could do that. Oh, well. I can read. That'll be easy enough. Would you guys rather build the same game parlay on DraftKings Sportsbook or a Prize Picks card? I'll go either way for you guys right now. Pause. As long as you guys hit the like button. Disco Stew says DraftKings. First one in. Ownership is updated here at center. Time Lord got to about 11%. Bagley came down a hair, showing really nice positive leverage, as is Joel Embiid. Nick Richards is around 13. Time Lord around 11. DK, Prize Picks. DK, Prize Picks. DK. Blanchard, yes. FanDuel is on tails. DraftKings by a mile in that one. So let's head to the props tool. We have a fresh update in the props tool right now. I'm going to lean on that update. I'm just going to go 100% so I could see exactly where we're at right now. And realistically, I would have liked to attack this 7:30 game, but I don't have the time for that. So let's think this through. We've already hit Minnesota. That is a side that I like. I have no ability whatsoever to feel comfortable about the New Orleans Pelicans and the Utah Jazz. Realistically, Lakers Phoenix makes more sense to me. I like the Lakers in this one. So I do want to try to take a peek and see if we can find some stuff on the Lakers side. I know you guys might not like that because it's the Lakers. Well, you're either going to love the Lakers or hate the Lakers. There is no middle ground. On DraftKings, the number one EV play in our model right now is Jalen Green under assists. I'm not even going to waste any time. I'm just going to take that right now. Under 3.5 assists, minus 106. That's going to be the first one we grab on DraftKings. What am I building here? All right. 30% same game parlay profit boost or a 25% at $5. All right, I'm taking the $20 same game parlay here. This is easy. So let's go ahead and grab Jalen Green under 3.5 assists. This is going to be the gem here, folks. This is a really nice boost. Jalen Green under 3.5 assists at -106. Got it. If we're looking for another one, Mark Williams under rebounds. And if I'm going to take the Mark Williams one, I'm going to take the Jared Vanderbilt rebound overplay right after that. So let's get them both. We're going Mark Williams under rebounds. Oh, that Jared Vanderbilt play isn't real. Or I'm dumb and I don't see it. Ah, got it. Jared Vanderbilt plus 118. Huzzah. All right, 3 plays are in. Vandy over boards. Mark Williams under board. Jalen Green under assists. Those 3 are at plus 625. If I want to do the 25% parlay boost. I don't hate that. I don't hate that. Do I want to add a positive Lakers option? I don't see any right now. Luka over 3.5 threes. Get in there, brother. That's a no-brainer. So there it is. 4-pick same game parlay. It's on the screen right now on the bet slip. I'm placing the bet right now and getting it posted to Tails. 30% same game parlay boost gets us to plus 1820. Bet is in. Let me get this onto Tails ASAP Rocky. Done. Photo saved. Tails. New post. I got you guys. This is the gem. If you have this boost and you haven't used it yet, this is the one you want. 2 positive options for the Lakers, 2 negative options for the Suns. If you want to one-click tail that parlay, it is up on Tails right now. Live after lock, numero dos. And the post is now in chat. You want to tail it? Click it, go directly to Tails. You'll have a one-click tail here. That's how sick this is. Bang. It's on the screen right now. You just got to wait for it to process itself. I can show you what it looks like on the first one. We have these 4 picks for the first parlay. If I click the tail button on Tails right now, find your sports book of choice, and all you have to do is click the tail and you're good. The one that we just put in for the Lakers game will populate in the next 30 seconds or so. That didn't take too long. Maybe even less than that. Click the tail button, and now whatever sports book you're looking for, it's going to load it up for you. You can go there directly. It's sitting at plus 1620 on Onyx odds. If you're there, that's actually the best line available if you don't have the boost. But I got it at 18-1. Thanks to that same game parlay boost. Go Lakers, a statement I do not typically like to say out loud. If you don't have your late swaps in for 7:30, folks, you've got a minute to do it. It is 7:29. Get that stuff in right now. I'm very intrigued by Time Lord in that game. The dynamic between Nick Richards and Robert Williams is fascinating because Robert Williams is a better basketball player than Nick Richards. Can he do enough in 20 minutes to prove it? That's the interesting part. All right, so Tex, you got your DK. Mucho Chapo is sad because we didn't do prize picks. You're in luck, brother. We'll just do another prize picks card right after this. That I actually think that I can do on my computer, which is helpful. let's see. Let's see if we have anything on the OddsShopper side. You guys can get the OddsShopper tools like Portfolio EV, the live odds screen, the ARB tool, where, I mean, realistically, there could be some live ARBs going on out there right now. Do we have anything tasty? Kinda. A lot of hockey. These are all looking pretty extreme right now. Probably a bit more extreme than I'd like them to, but we could take a peek at the live ARBs in a little bit. I want to take a look at the Pick'em Builder. So I've got the Pick'em Builder pulled up. We're on Prize Picks, building out a flex card potentially for today. I'm going to look at just the NBA if we can. We've got a couple that we're going to be able to get in here. Now, this is going to be a regular, like a pretty generic card for me. I'm just going to take the value and lock it down and build out a card. So I'm going to take the top 6 plays that we have, assuming they're available to me. And it appears they are. Isaiah Collier under 12.5 rebounds and assists. Day'Ron Sharpe under 8 points. Fox under 6 assists. Dylan Harper under 12.5 points. Sensabaugh under 3.5 rebounds. And Amen Thompson under 15.5 points. 18% value on the 6-pick card. Do we win it a lot? No. We're like a 2% chance to win. But that's a lot of positive value, and this is the type of thing you should be taking. If you don't want to go for the full 6-pick card, I get it. Right now, they are in order of operations, essentially. Take the priorities that you want. I'm going to click the Bet Now button. This is just going to put... Ooh, we lost one right out of the gate. Amen Thompson moved to 14.5 points. So I'm going to pull that line immediately. We're going to get Zion under assists instead. That should fill back in now. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. We're missing one of them. Zion's there. Collier, Fox, Sharpe, Harper. Something else has been pulled. Sensabaugh is gone. So Austin Reeves under 4.5 rebounds now makes the Prize Picks card. And I'm going to drop this link onto Tails as well. Bang, we got it. Austin Reeves under 4.5 rebounds. Dylan Harper under 12.5 points. Day'Ron Sharpe, less than 8 points. De'Aaron Fox, less than 6 assists. Zion, less than 4 assists. Collier, less than 12.5 rebounds and assists. Let's get this one in. $40 to win 1,000. Can't beat it. Bang, cards in. We in. We in. Let me get this saved. Wait, where's the save button? There it is. Let me get this up on Tails for you guys. It's very easy to do, too. This is going to be there in 2 seconds. Boom. And just like that, Prize Picks card is posted on Tails. Truly doesn't get easier than that, folks. How quickly were we able to just take a 6-pick Prize Picks card with a 16% expected EV and get that locked and loaded and placed onto Tails so that you guys can tail it? What did that take? A minute? 90 seconds? And they're all right here. 2 separate same game parlays for FanDuel, for DraftKings. The Prize Picks card is here. It will map imminently. And once it does, you could one-click tail. So we've hit 3 cards now so far. All thanks to the baseline that we get from either Portfolio EV on OddsShopper, from the odds screen, from just simply shopping around for the stuff that we're looking for and finding the best lines, and from the Stokastic props tool. We've hit them all. And whichever one of those things you're looking for, you can sign up for it by clicking the link in the description. You can get 15% off. Those links are below. I showed you guys the screenshots out of the gate. What more could you want to know? Is this updated on tails for you guys? I hope that it is. I assume that it is. And it is. There you go. One-click tail. It is here for you. Pick off the lines that you're looking for. You can get 57-1 on Novig if you want to right now. Not too shabby. Go check it out, guys. That's 3 in there right now. We've been live for 35 minutes. Same game parlay, both out of the props tool on Stokastic, and now a prize picks card straight out of Portfolio EV. We've got our data updated through 7:22, so I hope you got your 7:30 late swaps in. Let's go like 10 more minutes. Let's go till 7:45, and then we'll get out of here. Is there anything else you guys want to see? We're live for anything right now. We can build literally anything that you guys are interested in seeing on either OddsShopper or the Portfolio EV tool. Can't beat that. Whoa, that's Twitter again. Let's see if anything's popping up on the old ARB tool. What does this pop up? The Chicago Bulls will start Josh Giddey, Colin Sexton, Isaac Okoro, Matas Buzelis, and Yabusele. Pull that up on the data hub for you guys for a second. We did not have Colin Sexton starting. We had Nick Richards starting. Nick Richards is now going to be removed from that starting lineup. Realistically, Colin Sexton should look incrementally better. He was already 20% owned. We had positive leverage here. Hard not to say that Robert Williams looks a little bit better now than he did before. Sean Marshall, 56. Wait, Scoot starting no Time Lord? Really? They're going small right out of the gate. All righty. Shout out to Rich. Looks like Chicago and Portland are getting weird. Small ball for Portland. Jeremy Grant is going to be starting at the 5. Scoot Henderson starting. Time Lord will not be getting the start. So Nick Richards and Robert Williams both not in the starting lineup for Chicago or Portland. What a journey that just was. So Scoot's going to move into the starting lineup. Realistically, he can get another minute. Already 35% owned, massive leverage. He's looking good. Sexton should slightly improve. Slight downgrade Robert Williams. Slight downgrade Nick Richards. Honestly, probably feel like a hair better about Yabu than I did. Jeremy Grant, already some positive leverage. I mean, this is a game to attack. There's a lot of really nice options in Portland and Chicago if you can get to them in the next 20 minutes. Maxey going crazy. Oh, yeah? I don't know if this is going to load for me right now, but I certainly hope that it does. Yeah, I didn't think so. Worth a look. Scoot or McCollum? Wait. Is that? That's not even a question, is it? Took me a second to realize that that's not even a real question anymore. Scoot or Drew? I mean, that $1,100 is pretty important. We're talking about the two best plays on the slate at this moment, so hard to say anything there. Maxey has 28.5 DraftKings points in the first quarter. Sheesh. How owned is he? Something around 20, I reckon. Oh boy. Hope you guys have them. That's sounding important, I believe. Yes, peanut butter, it locked. I don't think you're going to be able to swap into CJ McCollum right now. Isn't Rob still solid off the bench? I mean, he was already not like amazing in the starting lineup. Like, is he like, can you take a chance on him? Sure. I wouldn't want a lot. Like, if you're playing a 20 max, I wouldn't want more than 2. Realistically. Let's see if we have any other interesting live arbs right now. LaMelo Ball 3s is sitting out there, too extreme. Most of these are all looking quite a bit too extreme for me. Nothing too crazy. Anything not live that isn't crazy? Okay, that's not bad. Scoop points and assists. That's probably moving pretty quick right now, too. Bryce Sensabaugh PRA, you can eke out a relatively tiny ARB if it moves fast enough. Nothing too crazy out there right now. Let's see if anybody dropped anything else on tails before we dip out of here. I'm on the picks feed. We're taking a look at everybody I'm following. I am the most recent one. What's the most recent thing that went out before me? Our boy Dave Loughran. Kalel Ware over 6.5 boards. Vit Krejci under 10.5 PRA. Chris Murray under 16.5 PRA. Obviously, too late to tail that one because of Ware, but even your boy Lofty getting into the basketball streets. Oh boy. It's going to be a fun day, folks. I like the bets we got down. I'm really happy with where I've been these past few days. I know I said it, and I don't like talking like this, but I really just do feel like I've got my finger on the pulse of the NBA right now. It's a weirder schedule. I don't love today specifically. Let's see what we have tomorrow before we get out of here. Cavs, Pistons. I'll have some takes. Nuggets, Thunder. I'll have some takes. Nets, Celtics, Knicks, Bucks. Pretty cut and dry. Grizzlies, Mavs will be an absolute mess. Is Nick Richards still good off the bench? I mean, good is like a pretty not ideal word. Is he a completely reasonable play today? Yes. But he is not a good play today. Buzelis, Yabu, Najee, or Precious. Buzelis. So Yabu, Najee, Precious, and Clifford. It's Yabu and Najee. I wouldn't want the double king. Projections are updated. Still waiting on ownership. That should be coming in the next minute or two. Once we hit that ownership, I'm going to dip. I think we got a lot done today. Happy with it. Ready to go watch some basketball. I want to watch Rockets Magic, but I don't know. Did we get an ownership hit yet? Not yet. Don't forget, guys, live tomorrow. Strategy show, 9 a.m. I will be there with bells on. And one way or the other, I'm either going to be on live before lock tomorrow or live after lock. Still locking it down, but you'll have your shows tomorrow one way or the other. We ain't stopping. We made it through the week. We got to Thursday. Tomorrow is Friday. We should have a fantastic day. I'm guessing that ownership's there if I click refresh. It is not. I thought I was close. I don't know why I just don't go look on my actual source, which is Black. I got my eye on it. Once I see it post, we'll take a peek. And guys, don't forget, it's not just the NBA props tool. we now have an NHL props tool. If you're a hockey crazy, you like getting out on the ice, same thing we detailed for the NBA. You can do it on the hockey side if you want. Get in there, move rates around, customize it if you want, balance between projections and the market. You can't beat a hockey props tool. Unless, of course, you want to beat it with a hockey sims tool. Yes, we took the time over the Olympic break to bring you hockey sims. We did not have them previously, but we do. We had projections and ownership. Now we've got the sims to go along with the prop tool. And there's the announcement for the Blazers: Holiday, Henderson, Kamara, Grant, and Murray. And if I had to guess, I'm going to see an ownership update. Ooh, looking hung. Looking hung, it seems. Because I want to see the update to the top end here. By the way, Jonathan Kuminga. Chalkity, chalkity, chalk, chalk. Ooh, baby. Didn't have that one this morning. All right, we are updated for ownership here. Let us close this out with the final piece of information. I'm going to filter to Chicago, then I'm going to filter to Portland. And now we could take this peek. So Colin Sexton, 25% owned, massively higher optimal rate, huge positive leverage on Scoot Henderson, Drew Holiday, Colin Sexton, Jeremy Grant, Matas Buzelis. You should be attempting to get more of these guys in late swaps if it's not happening naturally for you. Nick Richards and Time Lord are both 6, 7% owned, 5% optimal. You can get off of that now if you want. You're not looking to have a lot of either one of those guys. But the rest of these dudes, Scoot, Drew, Sexton, Buzelis, Jeremy Grant, massive positive leverage. These guys are going to be under-owned for what they should be based on the news we've gotten already. Do with that information what you would like. Let's go sweat some bets. FanDuel. Risk-free. We don't even have to care. We just want it to win. DraftKings same game parlay, prize picks, 6 picks card. That's where we're at. I hope you guys enjoyed Live After Lock. You didn't have to hear a puppet talk, so I think that's a win. Saving you guys. Thanks for sticking around for the past 45 minutes, folks. I love having you guys here. Either you're getting me for this one tomorrow or you're getting Greg. It's going to be one of the two. I think it's going to be me. You should expect it to be me closing out your Friday. There's like a non-zero chance you get your boy Greg back. We'll find out tomorrow. I'll see you guys at 9 o'clock. Sign up at Stokastic. The links are in the description. What more could you possibly want? I showed you guys the winners.